Nanice, and this is your astrology reading for the full moon in Aries, which is happening on Wednesday, October the 20th at 4:57 p.m. Cairo, Egypt time. First of all, I'd like to thank all of my existing subscribers, all of you who have tuned in to watch this video. Your support means so much to me. If you have not yet already, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the like button and please share this video with your friends. Also, I'd love to hear how you're experiencing this moment in time. Please make a comment. By making a comment on my channel, you're boosting the algorithms to help expose this information to everyone. So thank you so much for supporting me. So during this full moon in Aries, there's going to be an potentially explosive realization. Now, that doesn't have to be in a negative way. It can be in a very positive way, in a very productive way as well. A full moon is a time of harvest. It is a time of realization, illumination, of something coming to light, and a time of also letting go. So there was something that was building up from around 2 weeks ago during the new moon, and it's made itself apparent, and this is when we are acknowledging what has come to light. So Aries is the fiery masculine temple of Mars. It is a Mars-ruled sign, and it is symbolized by the ram's head. It is a sign that is symbolic of initiation, the first breath, and impulse. And Aries is a Mars-ruled sign, as I said earlier, that is concerned with independence, autonomy, assertion, and inspirational or combative action based on individual will. So it is the polar opposite of Libra energy that we just had a couple of weeks ago during the new moon in Libra. Libra and Aries are opposite signs in the zodiac. So this this Aries full moon is brought to you by newly born Mars. Mars just had its moment where it met the sun a couple of weeks ago during the new moon, and it is currently in the sign of Libra. And there are new ways, which this tells me there are new ways which we are expressing our will, our courage, and our desire to act. And that is what is being illuminated at this full moon. We are asked to be diplomatic and dig deep into our souls to work towards what we want to achieve in our lives in this moment in time. Things to watch out for during this full moon include obsessiveness, impulsivity, and passive aggression, and microaggressing to assert your will. These are negative ways that Mars and Libra squaring Pluto could manifest. And we could find ourselves, if we give in to these kind of less beneficial manifestations of the astrology, we could find ourselves in a potentially explosive and unpleasant situation. So I would steer clear from that, and I recommend leaning more towards diplomacy, peace, and the courage to act upon these truths. So being honest, as long as it's not hurting anyone, and striving to bring, to take action to bring more beauty, to bring more fairness and justice into this world, and in this way manifesting into the outer world the hidden riches of our souls, and to have the courage and to be brave to do that. We are currently walking back on some old ground, armed with a fresh new perspective. And we are feeling a greater sense of clarity and positivity and expansion. This is due to both Jupiter and Mercury turning direct under the light of this lunation. So during this full moon, we are going to have an illumination, a realization, a harvest of some situation that we've been working on since maybe 2 weeks ago, and also look back at your life 6 months ago. So that's all I have for the collective portion of this reading. I'm going to go through each individual sign of the zodiac. So first choice is find out what your rising sign is. If you don't know your rising sign, I put the link for the online free rising sign calculator. If you don't know your time of birth, I recommend you check your sun sign if you're born during the day, and the moon sign if you're born during the night. If you don't know if you're born during the night or the day, you can just look at your sun sign, or both, your sun and moon sign. So I'm going to start off with Aries. This full moon is happening in a very personal part of the sky for you. It's happening in your first house, which is the part of the sky that's responsible for your health, your vitality, your spirit, your character, your psychology. So there's going to be an aha moment, a realization to your sense of self at this time. For Taurus, this full moon is happening in your second house of personal possessions, money, income, personal resources, and assets, including your time and your skill set. So there's going to be a realization, an illumination having to do with these topics in your life. For Gemini, this is happening in your third house of siblings, extended family, neighbors and neighborhood, folk culture, reading, writing, journalistic activities, basic education, communicating, teaching, the life of the intellect, the life of the mind, the everyday commute, and short distance trips. So there's going to be an illumination having to do with these topics. For Cancer, this is happening in your fourth house of foundations, home, family, father, parents, ancestry, land, property, and secrets, mysteries, the grave, and places or things underneath the earth. So there's going to be a coming to light having to do with these topics. For Leo, this is happening in your fifth house of good fortune. There may be an illumination having to do with the topics of children, pregnancy, creativity, the arts, recreation, hobbies, and pleasure. For Virgo, this is happening in your sixth house of daily routines, sickness, toil, labor, employees, workers, and pets. For Libra, this is happening in your seventh house of partnerships, spouse, one-on-one relationships, including but not exclusive of romantic relationships, business partnerships, and clients. So there's going to be a coming to light or a realization having to do with these topics. For Scorpio, this is happening in your eighth house of death, transformation, taxes, loans, debts, inheritance, joint assets, karmic debts. So a sense of owing something to someone or someone owing something to you. It doesn't have to be a financial thing, it's a sense of owing. So there's going to be a realization or a coming to light having to do with these topics. For Sagittarius, this is happening in your ninth house of God, higher education, spirituality, mysticism, astrology, law, politics, religion, long distance trips, foreign countries, foreign things, foreign people. So there's going to be an illumination, a realization having to do with those topics. For Capricorn, this is happening in your 10th house of career, public reputation, what you are known for in the public. So if you don't have a career, it could be that you're a caretaker or stay-at-home parent. It's how you spend your time and what you are known for doing in this world. So there's going to be a coming to light and a harvesting having to do with these topics. For Aquarius, this is happening in your 11th house of friends, social groups, allies, benefactors, and hopes and dreams for the future. So there's going to be a realization and a fruition moment having to do with those topics. For Pisces, this is happening in your 12th house of hidden enemies, secrets, self-sabotage, addictions, hospitals, monasteries, retreats, prisons, isolation, and ego loss. So there's going to be a coming to light and a realization, a harvest, fruition moment having to do with those topics. So that's all I have for the individual horoscopes and for the collective reading. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please share it with your friends. If you want to book a reading with me, please email me. I'm wishing you all a very, very blessed full moon in Aries, and I'll be speaking to you soon. Bye.